Welcome back to the show. A brand new show is coming to Seattle's Broadway Performance Hall this weekend. She Said is both a concept album and theatrical production about gender identity and transition. Joining me now is the creator of these works, Jen Ayers, and her partner, Graham Ayers. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Right off, let's talk about the new show.
Yeah. Well, it's been 8 years in the making. And so it's kind of amazing that we're here, and tonight is our opening show at Broadway Performance Hall. So yeah, it's what a build-up.
What a build-up.
And a labor of love.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get to why in just a moment, but first, how did you two meet? You were both in a band together?
How did we meet, Graham?
Well, she was the first girl I met at college, so we soon started dating, and then we had our ups and downs, and then we came out to Seattle in '93 and started a band again.
Look at you two, babies.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you on stage.
That
Look
was
at that
our
hair.
that was our band
That
Honey
hair,
Tongue.
look
Yeah,
at that
that's
fierceness. I love that. I love that picture. Graham, talk to us about your realization about 8 years ago that you are transgender.
Well, boy, it was probably something that started to have legs before that. There were signs, but there wasn't a lot of information. And I think when things like Laverne Cox and Caitlyn Jenner started happening, there was definitely a little more connection to that at that point. So.
We were talking about this before we came on camera, but that's really important, right? That it's publicized, that people are talking about this. It makes a difference.
Well, and I think that's one of the goals of the show, is to sort of say that we're two normal people that had, something rather interesting happen to them along the way, and how you navigate that.
There is so much love you can see in this relationship. I mean, seriously, it sparkles. I mean, truly. How have you two navigated this discovery as individuals, as a couple, as parents?
As parents too, yeah. Well, I wrote songs. And I wrote probably the first song. I mean, they've evolved over the years, but I did turn to my piano just to to ask questions and sort out feelings, and so a lot of my processing happened through music and through that creative process.
That creative discovery is so important. So how overall has this impacted your music that you create?
Well, I wasn't really able to work on anything but this because there was a lot of exploration that we each did on our own, but we did together. And a good friend of mine, Daryl Connors, who really cared about us and cared about the story, we began writing the story beyond the music and meeting weekly, but we were living this as we were creating it.
The ending was not finished.
Yeah.
So
we didn't know it would be this. We didn't know what it would be called. We didn't know it would become this amazing multimedia production with this amazing team and cast and live band of some of the best musicians in town. But
it's like something alive. It's growing.
It is. In fact, she's had instead of one record, she now got two.
I love it.
It's a double record.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Yeah, you open it. Yes. She's like, yes, I will
I'll open it.
Look at this. Oh, wow, it includes pictures of your life, writings. I love the artistic design. Can you tell me what the title means, She Said?
Graham, you want to take that one?
No, you got it.
Well, the working title of the whole project was called This Picture for a long time, because how I envisioned our life together and who we were suddenly shifted with Graham's realization, and but that didn't necessarily mean anything to anybody else. And so Graham, when we were looking for a good title, and Graham started drawing, and Graham came up with it. And we cut out little S's and H's and played with the lightning bolt. And so the idea is she, he, said.
And there's been two distinct sides of myself. And I think I go by she, I go by he. And we were able to sort of push those and fuse those together.
Yeah.
And we didn't know the album would come before the show, but that was a silver lining of the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, there
and,
is.
Jeff Fielder produced this record for me, and we worked for a year on it, which was a luxury.
That's amazing. Thank you both for
Thank you
seriously
so
for
much.
being here, for sharing this beautiful example of love, and for sharing your story. We really appreciate having
Thank
you
you
here.
so much for having us.
So excited about this show tonight. And just a reminder, it debuts at Seattle's Broadway Performance Hall and runs until October 9th. So get out there and see it.